Today's topic is confined valley fill deposits. In the previous tutorial, I have covered delta distributed channels. So we have seen all the parts of a fluvial system, starting from braided river system, coarse grain meandering river system, then fine grain meandering river system, and finally the delta distributed channels. So it is a complete spectrum of a fluvial system. Apart from these four fluvial systems, there is one more which is called confined valley fill deposits. Now, to understand what are confined valley fill deposits, you need to know or you need to understand what is the rejuvenation of a river. Now, rejuvenation of a river is nothing but making an old river young again. Now, typically, a river will try to attain a concave upward profile as it is shown in the diagram here. This is the source, which is usually in the mountains, and mouth is the place where the river meets the ocean at the sea level. So, river will always try to attain this concave upward profile during its life. So, this is also called as long profile, and it is said to be in equilibrium. So, the graded profile of a river which is said to be in equilibrium means that there is perfect balance between erosion and deposition along this course, or you can say that there is neither net erosion or net deposition along the course of the river. But this doesn't happen naturally. In reality, you won't find a river achieving this kind of a profile because of dynamic changes that take place on the earth's surface. It could be due to sea level changes, geostatic changes, or climatic and tectonic changes. So, river over a period of time keeps changing its graded profile. Now, we'll come back to this again, and before that, we'll see this next slide where you can differentiate between the two phases of the river, the youthful stage and matured stage. Now, if you remember the part that we have seen earlier, when the river is in the youngest stage, that is in the mountains, it undergoes more of erosion, vertical erosion, and you see formation of V-shaped valley in the younger stages where the potential energy is more, the intensity of flow and transportation of sediments is more. A river erodes its channel vertically downward to attain or to achieve the graded profile, whereas when a river reaches the flat ground, it becomes a meandering river, that is the matured phase of a river, and there is more of deposition, lateral deposition, and less of erosion. As a result of this, if you see the vertical section perpendicular to the flow direction, it usually shows U-shaped valley or a broad valley through which the river flows. So that is the difference between the youthful stage and matured stage of a river. So when we say rejuvenation of a river, it means that this youthful stage should become, this matured stage should become youthful again by forming a V-shaped valley here. So from time to time, something may occur that changes or destabilizes the equilibrium. So something can occur, something means there could be tectonic changes, climatic changes like eustatic or isostatic changes, which may result into the change in the sea level. As the sea level changes, the graded profile of the river changes, and you see re-establishment of the long and smooth concave profile, which is called as rejuvenation. Now here again you can see the youthful stage, the matured stage. This is the top view on the top, and below one is the cross section perpendicular to the flow direction. Then the older stage where the channels are very wide And when there is rejuvenation happening, when the graded profile of the river changes or it drop downs, a river erodes its own channel vertically, it downcuts its own channel vertically, and you see formation of a V-shaped profile. So this is nothing but the rejuvenation of a river becoming young again. The same case is again shown here. This is the older stage and the river is becoming young again. Why and how this can happen? Now coming back to the graded profile or the long profile, this is the concave upward profile that a river tries to achieve. Now what happens is, if the sea level falls, now see, this is the initial graded profile and initial sea level. Now if the sea level falls like this as it is shown in the diagram, the new graded profile will be something like this. The river will try to achieve this graded profile, and for this it is eroding its own channel vertically downward, like here you can see, and this is called regradation, and this portion will be eroded until this graded profile becomes perfectly concave upward. But before that happens, there is further drop in the sea level, and now this river is trying to achieve this graded profile, and as a result of this you can see one more phase of regradation, isn't it? So there are various phases of regradation along the profile of the river due to the sea level changes, and the river is taking more time to achieve a new graded profile. So whenever there is regradation, the river will start eroding its own channel vertically downward, and that is the phase of rejuvenation. So what are the reasons or causes for the rejuvenation? Rejuvenation can occur because of tectonic changes. If the land is uplifted with respect to the mean sea level, the river will start eroding its own channel to achieve the new graded profile. Or if there is fall in sea level by eustatic changes, or if there is fall in sea level due to isostatic changes, or if there is rise in the sea level. Now see, for example, if there is rise in the sea level, now again the graded profile will change, something like this, and this portion will be filled up. So there will be deposition of sediments within the river's channel, and river will try to attain a new graded profile. So if sea level rises, there will be deposition of sediments within the river channel to attain this new graded profile. So it is not necessary that change in the graded profile means only erosion. Change in the graded profile can also result into the deposition of sediments. So the rejuvenation could be because of tectonic changes, changes in the sea level, upward or in downward direction. And due to these changes or due to the regradation, you get to see different landforms. So these landforms are associated with the rejuvenation: Neck Point, River Terrace, and Incised Meander. Now in this diagram you can see different graded profiles. This is one graded profile, another graded profile, and one more graded profile. If you have to speak about these two, this is the initial graded profile. Then due to the drop of sea level, the river is trying to attain this new graded profile, and due to this portion is undergoing vertical erosion. So the point where two graded profiles meet, or the point where regradation is happening, it is marked as Neck Point. So the Neck Point is nothing but the break in the graded profile of the river, a sudden change in the graded profile of the river, and it is identified by the presence of rapids and waterfalls. So this point will undergo erosion in upstream direction backwards until this becomes a smooth concave upward profile. So this is one of the reasons, the regradation is one of the reasons for formation of nick points where you get to see waterfalls or rapids. So waterfalls are seen due to various reasons. One of the reasons is when you have alternate hard and soft rocks. Another reason is the change in the graded profile of the river. Now here in this diagram you can see the presence of nick point here. Before rejuvenation and after rejuvenation. Now, apart from the formation of nick point, another landform which is associated with the rejuvenation is river terraces. So whenever there is rejuvenation, the vertical erosion of the river channel happens and the old floodplain, it is left on the top high and dry, and you can see formation of new floodplain here on either side of the channel. With next phase of rejuvenation, a new floodplain is formed and the old one on the top is left high and dry. With another phase of rejuvenation, you can see formation of a new valley here, and this floodplain is abandoned. So with each phase of rejuvenation, a new river terrace is formed which is left on the top high and dry. So that is the process of formation of river terraces. You can see one live example here. These are the floodplains or terraces which have been abandoned due to vertical erosion by the river within its own channel, and the result is due to the rejuvenation. So following rejuvenation, the river will cut down within its own channel and will gradually form a new floodplain. So the old one is left high and dry, which is called as river terrace. Now another type of landform which is associated with rejuvenation is formation of incised meanders. So incised meanders are again of two types. It is either an entrenched meander, if you see carefully, or it is called as ingrown meander. Now what is entrenched meander? Now when the river is downcutting its own channel due to fall in the graded profile, if this fall in the graded profile or base level is rapid, especially in case of meandering rivers, if the base level is rapidly falling down and river is downcutting its own channel vertically downwards, if this rate of falling down of sea level or graded profile is rapid, there will be only vertical erosion and no lateral erosion, and therefore you see formation of a valley, a symmetrical valley. As against this, in this case here, if suppose the falling of sea level is slow, or if the river is trying to attain or achieve a new graded profile at a slower pace, in that case there will be vertical erosion as well as lateral erosion in case of meandering rivers, and due to this an ingrown meander is formed which is asymmetrical, not symmetrical in shape, and where you can see a gently sloping side as well as a vertical steeply dipping side. So that is the difference between entrenched meander and ingrown meander. Now, one of the best examples of entrenched meander is the Grand Canyon in USA. You can see this. So the river which is flowing through the Grand Canyon, the river is at its place from millions of years. It has not gone up or down. only the land has been uplifted. The river is stable at its own place, but the land has been uplifted due to tectonic activities, and the river is cutting these rocks and it is following its path without any change. So when you see the Grand Canyon, it is not, or it has not formed as a result of erosion of the rocks vertically from top to bottom. The river is at its place, it has not changed its elevation. The rocks have been lifted up due to tectonic activity and they got eroded due to the power of river stream. So that is the reason you see such wide and deep canyons in the Grand Canyon. Till now we have seen what is rejuvenation and landforms associated with the rejuvenation. The first landform is Nick Point, second is River Terrace, and the third one is incised meander. And again the incised meander are of two types. Either it is entrenched or ingrown. Now what happens is, if an entrenched meander or ingrown meander is formed due to the fall in sea level and due to the vertical erosion of a river by itself, if suppose after formation of this ingrown meander, if the sea level rises again, now what happens is, due to this rise in sea level, due to various reasons, tectonic changes or eustatic and isostatic changes, this ingrown and entrenched meander may get filled with the sediments carried by the river to attain a graded profile which is above the original graded profile. So due to this change in the base level, the entrenched meanders, the valleys, they get filled with sediments, and these valleys become confined valley fill deposits. So initially a valley is formed within a river channel because of vertical erosion, and when the sea level rises, the same valley gets filled with the sediments, and if it contains organic material in sufficient amount and if the conditions are conducive, that organic material may get converted into hydrocarbons. So that is the reason these confined valley fill deposits are important for us. So to see the diagnostic characters of confined valley fill deposits, obviously these are gravelliferous consisting of coarse material, and the sedimentary structures are large to small scale or medium scale trough cross bedding. Slightly upward fining of grain size is seen, and muddy and organic sediments overlie the coarse and sand gravel. So this confined valley fill deposits is a small concept, but to understand this you need to know what is the rejuvenation of river, what is graded profile and regrading, and different landforms associated with the rejuvenation. So this is all about the first unit of your syllabus, that is fluvial systems.